Hey there, you're watching Amitha Verma. Now, as we're starting the year out and thinking about the projects that we're taking on, whether a big renovation or a simple home refresh, I thought this would be a great time to take you behind the scenes through my home and share with you how I added the Farmhouse by Amitha style, including one of my favorite styles of designs, French country style, in my home. Now, I'm going to break it down into 5 different components or sections, and you can take any one of these or all of these and use them for inspiration for your projects this year. Now, when we first bought the house, the previous owner absolutely loved pink, but it certainly was not the style of myself and my husband, Bobby Neal. Now, at the time, Rohan wasn't born and neither was his little brother, so we were thinking about how we could make this into our family home and something that could be beautiful and practical for family life. So the very first place that we started approaching the renovation and the redesign of our home was with the color palette. We knew we didn't want pink all over, so this was the easiest place for us to start. You may or may not know, much of our inventory comes overseas from France. And whenever we would go to France, there was always these beautiful shades of French gray everywhere I went. So I knew that that was going to be the perfect color to bring into my home to use as a backdrop. Now, if you come through my home, you're going to see all these beautiful shades of gray on my stone floors, on my kitchen cabinets, and on my wall colors. The next big component of my style is the variety in the finishes that you bring into your home. In my own home, you're going to see that I have finishes that are repeated over and over again, including painted finishes, bleached wood, whitewashed wood, antique gold and silver style metal colors, as well as steel and beautiful stone textures, all combined to give me that variety of mixing the finishes in my home. Now, if you don't have any idea on what category to select, let me share my short list with you. Wood texture, stone, and metal. So for example, in the wood, you may want to go for bleached wood, distressed wood, natural wood, chalk painted wood, whitewashed wood. You can do this exact same thing with the metals, and I want to encourage you not to forget this category. This is where you can bring in those beautiful antique golds and brassy tones and beautiful silvery antique glass into your home and repeat that finish or that texture over again. The next big category that really transformed my home was with the furniture. The one thing that I did to bring warmth and coziness into most all of my rooms was to look at the shapes of the furniture that I was bringing into my home and look for pieces with what I call the curves. I wanted to bring in that softness and that romance. So for example, in my dining room, this is my buffet. I knew this would be the perfect piece to build the room around and add that warmth and coziness that I was looking for. There are curves in the shape of the furniture, as well as in the carvings of the door and the legs, and all throughout the style of my dining room and in this buffet. Similarly, I did the exact same thing in my kitchen. There was an area of my home where I wanted to add in some built-ins, and I felt like it was just too cold and too unfriendly in this room. So instead of building in another set of built-ins, I instead put in an old 18th century antique to house all of my backup kitchenware that has the curves and the details and flowers and birds and all of those soft, romantic French countryside motifs that I wanted to see in my home. You can easily do this with a small piece of furniture, just like I did in my own living room, where I replaced a side table that was in a rectangular shape with something that was a bit of an oval with this scalloped edge detail to again bring that softness and charm into my living space. The fourth major component of my style and how I renovated my home was by making sure that we included natural textures in our entire home, from the finishes to the furniture. So in my home, there was pink carpet all throughout, and wherever there was not pink carpet, there was a type of flooring called terrazzo. Now, this is actually made of natural elements, but it's also the type of flooring that you typically see in an airport. So it did not give those warm, cozy vibes that we were looking for in our home. So we ended up replacing these with beautiful distressed hardwood floors and stone flooring all throughout our home to bring those natural textures inside of our home. With our furniture, the textures that we brought in are a lot of natural exposed woods on our tables and the wood frames, on our chairs and settees, as well as a lot of beautiful natural wool rugs. And you'll also see the use of very simple natural linens throughout a lot of the pieces throughout my house. And that's moving on to our final component with your fabrics and your decor all throughout your home. I love pattern and fabric, color and textures. If it weren't for Neal, I would probably pattern and texture our entire home. Now you'll see here in my dining room, I have this beautiful, very gem colored blue silk fabric to bring in that pop of color and pattern into my home. Now here you can see the same thing on this very beautiful neutral settee. I added a pop of color with these beautiful sort of magenta silk pillows to add that gem color, that vibrancy back into my home. I'm gonna tell you, I've loved this process so much. I even went all out on one of our sofas and covered our sofa in toile fabric because I love toile so much. Now you'll see that when you pair all of these beautiful colors and patterns with a lot of those natural textiles and natural linens, that it creates a very harmonious style throughout your space or in my home. It doesn't feel cluttered or overly collected because there are spots for your eye to take a visual rest as you look around the rooms in my home. I hope you enjoyed this behind the scenes look into my own home and a glimpse of where we started and now where we ended up. If so, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. That helps me know that you love seeing this type of content. Then when you're done, hit the subscribe or the follow button, and then make sure to click or ring the bell so you don't miss another one of our inspiring episodes. After that, I want you to head over to my blog where you can sign up to receive your free design newsletter and soak in endless hours of design tips. Till the next time we meet, keep using your amazing gifts to create heart in your home. So you're typically, oh my gosh, one blooper and then I'm like off track. So what you're gonna see is oh my God, I did it again. What's another word?
Usually,
thank you.